Hey everybody, just wanted to show you this quick little add-on to the Your Song either intro, turnarounds, or the very ending is probably where I would use this the most. But it's a variation of what Elton John does live. Sometimes he he didn't do it. Sometimes he did, but it really kind of adds a sort of a classically florid feel to it. And just something different if you're just used to. If you're used to doing something like that, this just adds a little bit more sort of that Elton John flair to it. So I'm just going to show you real quick how to do that. It's super simple, so don't get intimidated by any of this before we start. The first part is really just rolling the same chord that you're used to playing, the E flat chord. Okay, so you're really just rolling, right? So it's, and then the A flat chord with the E on the bass. One more time. And then I'll hit this, and then we'll go into this major E flat major 7. All right, and that's probably the hardest part if you're not used to doing this, is and this is not something you really need to time out like with a click or something like this. This is definitely more of a feel thing. So I'll let you hear it kind of in context, but really pay attention to this part. So, right? So it's just, and that's over. Then you end with the A flat over E. Everything's over E. He loves him some inversions. So real quick again, let's just kind of go over rolling. And then at the very end, this is where if you have a little bit of classical background, you're probably familiar with this. This is called an arpeggio. And it's one of those things that you hear a lot about, especially on guitar, but it doesn't come up a lot in non-classical music. However, just knowing it can add a lot of things, especially with your left hand. Especially on Elton stuff, because he was classically trained, getting to know some of that of the disciplines that classical musicians practice a lot is going to be very helpful to your playing in general, but also especially for the Elton stuff, because a lot of his, especially early years things, were much more heavier in the classical kind of style. But this is just called an arpeggio, and the fingering in your left hand is going to be 2, 1, 4, 2, 1, 4, 2, 1, 4, 2. And then I like to end it with a E flat chord with the G on the bass. So like, and then I end with hitting the very lowest E flat not sure if that's on the camera or not, but I'm hitting the E flat in the bass and then just rolling this and trying to hit the low E flat and that top G at the same time. So something like that. It wasn't exact, but so the very ending, the arpeggio again is 2, 1, 4, 2, 1, 4, 2, 1, 4, 2, 1. Something like that. So I'll play it again really slow, and then I'll do it up to tempo again so you can kind of get it in your ear, okay? Just as a note, I do pedal from all the way from this point. I don't lift the pedal at all during that whole section there, and I think that's best instead of cutting that off. So all right, I'm gonna do the full, kind of like how I would typically play it, and the turnarounds. I may not do this. I wouldn't do this at the beginning, just because so many people are used to hearing that. They're so used to hearing that from, you know, everywhere, in every store and elevator that you can imagine. So that kind of brings them back to, hey, I know this song. And then on the turns, you can do that. And at the very ending, I like to end it with that arpeggio. So I'll do it up to speed again. Hope that helps. Have a great day.